Thank you to WB Games for providing me an early copy of Hogwarts Legacy to review. As our long-awaited Hogwarts Acceptance Letters get delivered this week, we prepare to face the unknown dangers of the late 1800s wizarding world. Here's 8 spoiler-free beginner's tips to help make your first steps in Hogwarts even better. Tip number 1. Wander. Look around. Stop and smell the Dittany. You'll hardly need me to say it, but the environment in Hogwarts Legacy is absolutely beautiful, and every corner of Hogwarts seems to have something intricate and amazing to see, hear, or do. There are magnificent murals, perplexing puzzles, and serene sounds down every corridor and through every door. You can even flush every toilet.
Why would I do that?
The environment outdoors is just as wonderful too, and you can find potion ingredients, lost ruins, and fantastic beasts all around you. You can overhear conversations, both meaningful and mundane, and oh yeah, you can pet all the cats. Tip number 2. Revelio is the go-to spell. The Revelio charm reveals concealed objects, messages, invisible things, and passages of any other secretly written messages and hidden markings. It will help you see lootable chests and bags, locked doors, and even puzzles for you to solve. I use Revelio periodically and in every building or room as I enter. Revelio is also a key spell for learning Hogwarts Legacy lore and discovering details about the places and objects that surround you in the wizarding world as pages in the field guide. And those details sometimes include fun Easter eggs too. Tip number 3. You cannot sell items until you proceed far enough in the main story quest. If you start using Revelio frequently, you'll start accumulating galleons in no time, but you'll also quickly find that your inventory fills up with random pieces of gear from chests and bags. Once it's completely full, you can no longer pick up new pieces of equipment without destroying something else you're carrying. You'll want to sell the gear so you can grab something new, but as far as we can tell, the first vendors are found in Hogsmeade, which isn't accessible until you progress past a certain point in the main story questline. Apparently, you can also increase the number of slots by completing Merlin trials, but that isn't in the beginning of the game. Tip number 4. Be the stylish witch or wizard you want to be. You can alter the cosmetic appearance of an item without losing the benefits of a piece of equipment, also known as transmogrifying. This is available in the gear menu where you can select change appearance and select which one you want. If you do sell a piece of gear, don't worry, you can still transmogrify your new, better piece of gear into the old item's appearance. So you can equip items with the best stats and still look fantastic in your wizarding gear. Tip number 5. The Protego ability and dodge roll are very useful. If you are working to progress your main story questline or just wandering around aimlessly in the Forbidden Forest, combat can be tricky. Enemies have a variety of strengths and attacks that pose threats to you, so understanding your defensive options and how the game telegraphs their timely use is incredibly valuable. Your 2 primary options are the shielding charm and the dodge roll. The shielding charm is best used as a reaction to incoming spells and telegraphed by a yellow symbol around your head. The dodge roll can be used as a reaction to incoming attacks telegraphed by a red symbol around your head, but can also be used proactively to create space for multiple enemies and to reorient the battlefield on top of avoiding attacks and spells. If you're with a companion, they can block spells aimed at you if they are in line of sight. They may also interrupt an enemy spell directed at you if they hit the enemy that is targeting you. Tip number 6. Bravely run away if you need to, and can. We are sure your wand work is masterful, but on the rare occasion that enemies are getting the best of you, know that it is completely reasonable to disengage from unknown situations or overwhelming dangers for which you are not yet well equipped. You can return later better prepared with more powerful gear, more potions, or more effective techniques. If you find yourself in a tough battle and are able to run far away, your health will slowly restore once out of the combat radius. Typically, this distance needs to be far enough away where the enemies don't appear on the minimap. Another thing to note about enemies is that they have an alertness bar that moves from gray to yellow to red based on proximity and visibility of your character. Standing still doesn't make the bar go down, you need to physically move away from them. The closer you are, the faster the meter goes off. Tip number 7. Floo flames activate by proximity and help with navigating the world quickly. You can also wait at a single location to pass through the day-night cycle, for example, if you want to advance time from day to night or from night to day. You cannot use a floo flame in the middle of combat, though. Once you are out of combat, or you're able to run away from the proximity of combat, you'll be able to use the floo flame again. Floo flames are helpful for completing quests with multiple objectives as you can travel to the different necessary places if you've already learned the location. If you're like me, however, sometimes you just want to walk or run to the next place to enjoy the scenery. Tip number 8. If you're looking to quest and do not currently have an active quest, you can go to your quest menu to browse open quest and activate. Once a quest is activated, if you wander too far away for too long, you will fail the quest and are returned to an earlier point in the quest line. You can only have one active quest at a time, but you can switch your active quest to a different one if there are multiple options available to you. Keep in mind that some quests need to be completed once started. If you untrack these quests, then your progress will be reset. While speaking to other characters in your quest, note that the arrow options and the question mark options function differently. You can go back and choose all the question mark options, but you only get to choose one of the arrow options and cannot change it later. This may have consequences on how those characters respond to you later on. Those are 8 spoiler-free tips to help you start your Hogwarts adventure. Which of these tips were most helpful, and do you have other tips for beginners that we missed? Share them in the comments down below. Thanks again to WB Games for providing me an early copy of Hogwarts Legacy to review, and until next time, wands ready.